Hello students, today we will be reading about sugar industry. Sugar industry in India there are around 662 sugar mills. This is the figure of 2010-11 which is given in the NCERT book. This industry is mainly situated Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Till now, Uttar Pradesh is having maximum sugar mills, but gradually this industry is shifting towards peninsular India. Now the industry is shifting towards peninsular India. India is having second position in making sugar and first position in producing jaggery good. It is a agro-based industry, that means depend on sugarcane, production of sugarcane. Now, in CBSE, the question which is generally asked, why this industry is shifting towards peninsular India? The reasons are, first, more sucrose in the sugarcane grown in peninsular region. The sugarcane which is grown in peninsular region, that is in the area of red soil and black soil, contain more sucrose content. Second reason, here there is Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea. Here it is a continent, there is continental type of climate, continental dry climate. So the sugarcane which is grown here dries up earlier than the sugarcane which is grown in, which is there in the peninsular region, because here the climate is moist. In moist climate, it ensures moist as well as cooler climate. That is, the temperature is equal. It is not very hot. So longer crushing season. Longer crushing season in peninsular region due to cool, moist climate. Cool, moist climate. Generally, it is the harvesting of sugarcane is done. After harvesting, it is transported to the sugar mill. This period, if this period is like longer, then the sugarcane will dry up and the sucrose content it will lose. But in peninsular region, although here also it will later on it will dry up, but this period can be increased. If here it is drying in 1 month, it may take 1.5 months here. So longer crushing season, that is taking out juice from the sugarcane. Third, cooperatives are more successful in this region. Cooperatives. The third reason, cooperatives are more successful in peninsular region. This industry is mainly in cooperative sector. Now there can be a question, logical question, why this industry is mainly in cooperative sector? Why not in private sector? Because sugar industry is seasonal in nature. Now if the industry is seasonal, that means it is working for 3-4 months only, 5 months only. Then if it is in private sector, they have to employ the workers for the whole period, that is whole year, and they are working only for 4-5 months. So this is one problem which is there. So this industry is generally in the cooperative sector. Cooperative sector, the farmers in the village, they collect some money. 100-200 farmers, they can pool money and start an industry. After harvesting sugarcane, they can only work in the industry and the profit they can share among themselves. So sugar industry is mainly in the cooperative sector. Next is the problems faced by the industry. First, old machinery, transport delay, If after harvesting sugarcane, if it take more time to reach the factory, the sucrose content will decrease. So transport delay. Then, if you have seen this person selling the sugarcane juice, in that machine, he will put the sugarcane. Then there is some left out product. Then there is the waste material. That is known as bagasse. BAGGASE. Now we have to have some use of this bagasse so that the profit increases. This is the organic material, and there will be some or the other use. Although till now, not on large scale we are using. We are not using on large scale, but there should be some way out by which we can use this bagasse also, the byproduct, waste material. Clear? So these are some problems which are associated, faced by the challenges faced by the industry. Clear? Now, the next industry is iron steel industry. Iron and steel industry. This industry is a basic industry. Why it is basic industry? Because all other industries depend on iron and steel industry. You can imagine of any industry, whether it is a cotton textile, jute textile, sugar industry, or any other industry. But the machines and tools are mainly made up of iron and steel. So all the other industry depend on iron and steel industry. So it is basic industry. Now this industry is mainly in public sector. Public sector means owned and run by government. The integrated iron steel plant, that is the large steel plants, are mainly under the control of government, because if it is in private sector, the aim will change. Private sector will work to earn more and more profit, and more profit means the price of iron steel will increase. More price of iron steel, that means overall there will be inflation or price rise, because everything is depend on iron steel. Whether it is transport equipment or other industry, the machines, tools, infrastructure, everywhere iron and steel is required. So it is mainly public sector. Second, it requires lot of investment also. So first, to control price. Second, it requires lot of investment. Large investment is required. Large investment means it will be difficult for a private company or an individual to invest such a lot of money, and the returns come quite later. So this is also one of the reasons why the industry is in public sector. Next is the location of the industry. Because it is heavy and bulky industry, it is mainly located in Chota Nagpur Plateau. This region is having most of the large steel plant. Like West Bengal is having Durgapur, Burnpur, Raurkela, Orissa, Bokaro, Jamshedpur in Jharkhand, Bhilai is in Chhattisgarh. So mainly the steel plants are situated here. There are some steel plants like Vijayanagar, Vijayanagar and Bhadravati in Karnataka. One there is Salem in Tamil Nadu also. But most of the steel plants are in this region. The obvious reason is the raw material is available. Iron ore is very heavy or bulky. It is not easy to transport the raw material from here to Rajasthan and manufacture, metallurgy can be done in Rajasthan, because the transportation cost will be very high. So the industry is situated where the raw material is available. Then other factors are also favorable. Coal, etc. is required, which is available here. So for important requirement is raw material and coal, etc., which are available here. Now next is the essential things required for industry. First is iron ore, second coking coal, and third is limestone. And these are required in the proportion of 4:2:1. Iron, coal and limestone are required in the proportion of 4:2:1. All are heavy and bulky material. So that these things are available, there only the industry will be situated, and some amount of manganese is also required, but that is very less. That is to harden the steel. Now, in the process of metallurgy, there is a flowchart given in NCERT book. Although details are not there, that how metallurgy is done. There is one concept of blast furnace. Somewhat this kind of structure is there of blast furnace. Here there are fire bricks, strong bricks are there. And from here at the top, this iron ore, coking coal and limestone are put inside. From here, hot air is passed, both the sides, hot air. When this thing come here, there are certain reactions which take place. First, like limestone, calcium carbonate is there, which breaks into and carbon dioxide. This calcium oxide plus there are certain impurities like silica, SiO2. This will result in the formation of slag. Slag means although this reaction is not in our syllabus, it is only to explain you that how this works. In presence of high temperature, the impurities are removed. Slag simply means the impurities which are removed. When it comes here in the molten form, the iron will settle here because iron is comparatively heavy, and the light impurities, the slag, will be here. So from here, slag will be removed, and from here, iron. These are outlets. The upper outlet will be for slag. The upper outlet will be for slag because slag is comparatively, and as flux, this is used. Flux means something which is added in the process of metallurgy, which increase the fluidity and help in the process of this purification. That is metallurgy. So the things are put in the blast furnace from the top. High temperature is here, around 1200 or more temperature will be here. The lowest temperature and the lower, here the temperature can be till 2000, and the temperature decreases as we move up because heating is done from the lower side, from bottom. So this is how metallurgy takes place. Till now, this flow chart has not been asked in exam. It is only for your information, and I explained here so that you can remember that these are the things required and how it works. Clear? Now, coming to the main part of the chapter again, that importance of iron and steel can be asked in examination. Iron steel is very important industry because all other industries depend. It is used in defense, it is used in domestic purpose. For agriculture equipment, iron steel is required. That's why the consumption of iron steel is also considered as barometer of development. The countries where more iron steel is used are considered developed countries. Per head consumption, that is per capita consumption of iron steel is considered as the barometer. Now, US, China, these are the countries which consume more iron steel. More infrastructure is there, more machines, tools are there. Next is the challenges faced by the industry. Now, the challenges faced, first challenge, limited availability of coking coal. Less coal is available, superior quality coal is less, which is used in metallurgy. High grade bituminous or anthracite, such coal is less. Then second is lower productivity of labor. Third is irregular power supply, energy supply, and poor infrastructure. These are the major challenges faced by the industry. Now, after foreign direct investment and liberalization and globalization, the conditions are improving day by day. So this was all about iron steel industry. In the next video, we will be reading about aluminium